All right, guys, it's Get Prepped or Get Wrecked here. We're going to do a couple of more questions off the SAT writing. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. All right, so we did 1 and 2 last week. Let's do a couple more today. Starting with number 3. If it is improperly introduced to the environment, hold on 1 second. See if I can annotate. I learned something cool the other day. I figured out you can annotate and whatnot. Whatever. All right. If it is improperly introduced into the environment, acid way runoff can pollute waterways, depleting the oxygen content of streams and rivers as it decomposes. So that sentence actually sounded pretty good. Let's take a look at our answer choices. So on the SAT, you always want to use process of elimination. So B, can't pollute waterways with the apostrophe S. So that implies that the waterways own something because apostrophe S shows ownership. Waterways aren't own anything. Not in this sentence. All right. Not in this sentence, at least. So C says could have polluted waterways. Could have is the conditional tense. There is no conditional tense earlier in our sentence, so we're not going to pick C either. Another rule in the SAT is you generally want to keep the verb tenses the same. D likewise says has polluted waterways, right? So that would be past tense. But once again, earlier in the sentence, we had a present tense. If it is improperly introduced into the environment, right? Acid way runoff can pollute waterways, right? So has is past tense. We're not going to pick that either. Another thing wrong with that is the apostrophe S once again over here. So that is going to eliminate D. A is your best answer. All right, let's move on to number 4. Yogurt manufacturers, food scientists, semicolon, and government. I know that semicolon and is wrong right there. When we have a list of 3 or more things, it's comma, comma, and, not comma, semicolon, and. So I know A is wrong already here. It's comma, comma, and. So I know B is wrong. And then I know D is wrong because the comma goes before the and, not after it. So even though there is a comma before the and here, but we're still not going to put a comma after our and. So yogurt manufacturers, comma, food scientists, comma, and government officials are also working together to develop additional solutions for a reusing way. Yes, sir. 5. To make this paragraph most logical, sentence 5 should be placed. Sentence 5. Be careful not to mix up that 5 and that 5. Sentence 5 is actually right here. So if it is improperly introduced into the environment, acid way runoff can pollute waterways, depleting the oxygen content of streams and rivers as it decomposes. So these placement questions are generally a bit harder because you have to read what comes before and what comes after. So let's read it a little bit. The main environmental problem caused by the production of Greek yogurt is the creation of acid whey as a byproduct. Because it requires up to 4 times more milk to make than conventional yogurt does, Greek yogurt produces larger amounts of acid whey, which is difficult to dispose of. To address the problem of disposal, farmers have found a number of uses for acid whey. They can add it to livestock as a protein. So sentence 4 gets into how the farmers are using acid whey. Sentence 3 was talking about the problem of acid whey. And sentence 2 was talking about it being disposed of. So our answer, so we want to place sentence 5, which is a problem acid whey, around sentence 3, right? Because sentence 5 introduces a problem. Polluting waterways, depleting the oxygen content of streams and rivers, right? So that's our problem. So we want to state our problem before the farmer starts solving the problem. So this is going to go before sentence 3, and your paragraph is going to read, because it requires up to 4 times more milk to make than conventional yogurt does, Greek yogurt produces larger amounts of acid whey, which is difficult to dispose of. If it is improperly introduced into the environment, Acid wave runoff can pollute waterways, depleting the oxygen content of streams and rivers as it decomposes. To address the problems of disposal, farmers have found a number of uses for acid wave. So yes, that's going to go after sentence 2, after sentence 2, before sentence 3. So number 5 is C after sentence 2. You guys can check me on that one. How do I erase this stuff? Still getting used to this. All right, let's do a bonus one. Let's do number 6. Wasn't planning on doing this many, but oh well. The writer is considering deleting the underlined sentence. Should the writer do this? Let's see. Though these conservation methods can be costly and time-consuming, they are well worth the effort. Nutritionists consider Greek yogurt to be a healthy food. It is an excellent source of calcium and protein. Comma serves to be a digestive aid, comma, and it contains few calories and it's unsweetened, low in non-fat forms. Greek yogurt is slightly lower in sugar and carbohydrates than conventional yogurt is. Also, because it is more concentrated, Greek yogurt contains slightly more protein per serving, thereby helping people stay satiated for longer periods of time. These benefits have prompted Greek yogurt's recent surge of popularity. In fact, Greek yogurt can be found. Okay, all right. So this paragraph pretty much just talked about all the positives of Greek yogurt. Here, number 6, we have a little transition sentence because we're transitioning from the last paragraph to this paragraph. So we have a little transition sentence here. With your transition sentences, you just generally want to make sure you don't surprise the reader, right? You want to kind of set the reader up for what's coming next. And the writer does that here by saying they are well worth the effort. And then the other question we want to ask with our transition sentence is, does it transition from the last paragraph, though these conservation methods can be costly and time consuming? I'm going to say go ahead and keep it. So this one is going to be no, because it sets up the argument in the paragraph for the benefits of Greek yogurt. A says yes, because it does not provide a transition from the previous paragraph. I don't love the word conservation methods because we weren't really conserving anything. Let me go back and look at it again. Okay, yeah, you're conserving the environment. Okay, I like conservation methods then because you're conserving the environment. Okay, I actually like it then. So you are conserving something. Answer is D. We are going to X out letter A because you are conserving the environment. Yes, because it fails to support the main argument of the passage as introduced in the first paragraph. First paragraph's main argument was what? Greek yogurt. We can go back and check that. So you can go back and check all of this stuff. That's the great thing about the SAT. Yep, main argument, Greek yogurt. So yeah, we're gonna cross out B. No, because it contains the explanation of how acid whey can be disposed of safely. No, it does not. So we're gonna cross out C as well. That leaves us with D for number 6. I'm gonna try to do 3 to 4 more questions tomorrow or whenever I get the chance.